Hello everybody, Anthony Aniano here from RotoBaller Radio and rotoballer.com with your Fantasy Baseball Week 11 waiver wire. Pitchers to add to your Fantasy Baseball team for the week beginning Monday, June 5th. Now, full disclosure, recording Thursday, June 1st. So obviously over the course of the next couple of days, numbers can change, go up, go down, whichever direction you want. Promotions, demotions can happen. Hotshot rookies can show up. So always wary of that. As always, Yahoo roster percentages are our talking point, keeping it to players 50% or less rostered. I know some of you have said, oh, this guy's rostered already. He's on teams. So try to go a little bit lower with some of these players I'm going to mention here today. Don't forget, rotoballer.com. Sign up right now for the Premium Pass. Use the promotional code ACES. Save money at checkout. Team Sync, Lineup Optimizer, all the free content as well over at rotoballer.com. Like and subscribe right here to the YouTube channel and download the RotoBaller app. It's free, so get it right now, ladies and gentlemen. Give me a follow on Twitter at @Aniano Fantasy. All right, so 5 starting pitchers, 1 reliever to take a look at for Week 11 on your waiver wire. And my number 1 pitcher to add, my premium pitcher to add for this week, Ben Lively of the Cincinnati Reds. 24% rostered. He's the highest rostered player on this pitcher list I have for you this week. But he is still available to 76% of leagues. Over the last 14 days, 17 and 1/3 innings, 22 strikeouts in that 17 and a third. That's 11.4 Ks per 9 over his last 14 days. His ERA over that span is 2.08 and his WHIP is 0.92. Now, expand it a little further over the season. There's one more start there, another 5 2/3 innings, bringing him to 22 2/3. And I like everything I see. Okay, strikeout is 9.5 Ks per 9. He's at 24 Ks and 22 2/3. Okay, his ERA is under 2. It's at 1.99 on the season. He's allowed 5 runs total in that 22 2/3 innings. The WHIP is under 1, 0.93, and the batting average against is the lowest of all the starters here today at 193. He's been fantastic. What a rotation this Reds team has for the next couple of years. Hunter Green, Lodolo, Ashcraft, and now Ben Lively coming up. He's got 3 wins on the season. Okay, his walk rate is under 2 at 199. You give me 9.5 Ks per 9 and a walk rate of 1.99 per 9 innings, and I'm interested. Okay, his next start, Sunday, June 4th, so right before you set those waiver claims against Milwaukee, and then next Friday, June 9th, against the St. Louis Cardinals. Even if you don't like the matchup against the Cardinals, get Ben Lively on your teams. Number 2, my second pitcher add of the week. I mentioned him once before. I'm coming back around with Braxton Garrett as he continues to pitch well for the Miami Marlins. Still only 15% rostered, makes him 85% available. Over the last 14 days, 16 2/3 innings, 18 strikeouts. That's 9.7 Ks per 9 innings. His ERA over those last 16 2/3, 1.62, and his WHIP is a terrific 0.82. His numbers have been terrific of late. On the season, the strikeout rate's been spot on. 54 Ks and 53 1/3 innings. It's basically a K per 9 innings. Now, his ERA on the season is 4.22. Okay, it's come down, obviously, over the last 2 weeks. That 4.22 ERA, though, tells you he's pitched a little to some bad luck because that xFIP is at 3.36. So he's pitched better than that ERA shows. His batting average against a little high, 272. I'm not crazy about that. And he's only got 1 win on the season. Slated to be a 2-start pitcher next week, though, with 2 matchups I like. Monday, June 5th against the Kansas City Royals. Sunday, June 11th at the White Sox. That is a terrific ad for a 2-start week, is Braxton Garrett. At number 3, New York Yankee pitcher Clark Schmidt has been fantastic of late. He's 17% rostered, makes him 83% available in Yahoo leagues. Over the last 2 weeks, 15 2/3 innings, 17 strikeouts. That's 9.77 Ks per 9. Over those 15 2/3 innings, an ERA of 1.72 and a WHIP of 1.15. This is why guys like Garrett, guys like Schmidt are the reason we forget about April and look at the current situation for a starting pitcher. On the season, the strikeout rate is the best of the bunch here today. 65 strikeouts in 55 2/3 innings. It's 10.5 Ks per 9 innings for Clark Schmidt. Now, his ERA on the season is 5.01, but his xFIP is 3.77. He's pitched with some tough luck. He's pitched better than that 5.01 ERA shows. Batting average against, like Braxton, Garrett, a little bit high, 284, but the xFIP is right where you want it to be. The whip is coming down, and the strikeouts are there. With those 10.5 Ks, he's walking a walk of 3.07, so about 3 walks per 9 innings. Over the last month, his ERA is at 3.52. Next start, Wednesday, June 7th, against the White Sox. I'll jump in on that. At number 4, from the Houston Astros, Brandon Blak. Okay, 10% rostered. Makes him 90% available in leagues. Over the last 2 weeks, 17 1/3 innings, 18 strikeouts, 9.35 Ks per 9, with an ERA of 3.12 and a whip of 1.15. He's actually won 2 of those starts over the last 2 weeks. On the season now, 28 strikeouts and 31 innings pitched. It's 8.13 Ks per 9. His ERA is 3.19 on the season, with an xFIP of 4.29. So that's the red flag. He's pitched to some good luck, actually. Question is, how long can he maintain it? But with the Astros, he has a chance to pick up some wins. He's got 2 wins on the season, both of them over the last 2 weeks. Doesn't walk. His walk rate's a little bit high, about 3.5 per 9. Strikeout rate about over 8. But like we said, over the last 14 days, his strikeout rate has been higher at over 9. Now, Sunday, June 4th against the Angels. Does he get through Mike Trout and Shohei Ohtani? Where you say to yourself, yeah, I'm in on Blak. Because then after that, next Friday, June 9th, he faces a Cleveland Guardian team that offensively is just not very good. At number 5, my 5th and final ad of the week as a starting pitcher, Tommy Henry of the Arizona Diamondbacks. Now, he's been effective without a good strikeout rate, so just be weary of that. He's only 3% rostered. Makes him 97% available. 12 strikeouts in his last 14 innings over the last 14 days. 7.7, which has actually raised his strikeout rate up on the season. His ERA over those 14 innings is a terrific 1.29. His whip is a terrific 0.79. Both of them numbers are terrific, no doubt about it. 2 wins in his last 2 starts for Tommy Henry of the Arizona Diamondbacks. Problem is, on the season, 25 strikeouts in 41 innings. It's only 5.5 Ks per 9. Tough to survive. That's why I have him at number 5 on the list today. But his ERA is at 3.73. His whip is at 1.24. And his batting average against is at 2.33. Now, he's got 2 starts next week. Part of the reason why I mentioned him. 2 starts June 6th against the Nationals. I'm not afraid of that. And then Sunday, June 11th against the Detroit Tigers. 2 manageable starts for Tommy Henry if you're looking for a 2-star pitcher. Also available, take a look for James Paxton, Carlos Carrasco, a couple of veterans who are floating around and potentially available who have pitched well of late. Now, if you need a relief pitcher, take a look at the Nationals. Kyle Finnegan, a little ineffective. Hunter Harvey, very effective. And Hunter Harvey has moved himself into a co-closer role with Kyle Finnegan and of the Washington Nationals. He's only 8% rostered, 92% available. So if you're hunting for saves, Hunter Harvey has 2 saves over the last 14 days. On the season now, 2 wins and 3 saves. 11 strikeouts in his last 7 1/3 innings. 32 strikeouts on the season in 26 1/3 innings. It's almost 11 Ks per 9 innings. An ERA of 3.42 and an xFIP of 3.16 on the season, and a whip under 1 of 0.95. His whip over the last 14 days is even better, 0.68, and his batting average against a minuscule 183, as Hunter Harvey continues to ascend and get more save opportunities for the Washington Nationals. So to review, my 5 starting pitchers to add for Week 11 of the fantasy baseball season. Number 1, Ben Lively. Number 2, Braxton Garrett. Number 3 is Clark Schmidt. Number 4, Brandon Blak of the Houston Astros. And number 5, Tommy Henry of the Arizona Diamondbacks. And my 6th pitcher to add, my reliever of the week, Hunter Harvey of the Washington Nationals. As always, thanks for watching, everybody. Make sure you like and subscribe right here to the RotoBaller YouTube channel. Follow me on Twitter at @Aniano Fantasy. And we'll see you next time right here on RotoBaller Radio.